Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved Empire. Thank you so much for stopping by, because dang, it's great to be in the Empire today. And we got a little bit of an overdue video, and a big one at that. And that is your first look at the 2022 All Teams Ranked Best to Worst inside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's been a hot minute since we did this last list, and a lot has changed since we did this last time. Oh gosh, where to begin? Of course, the great nerf of 2021, Lord Vader being added to the game, Omicron's Grand Arena changes, Territory War changes. Now more than ever, you're probably looking at some teams to invest in, and we did a big overhaul on the list since the last time we made this video, which, by the way, thank you guys so much for the last time you gave support on this video. Over 180 billion views. I don't know why it says 1,000, but 180 billion views and 6.1 billion likes. Holy cow. You guys are amazing. I'm so happy you guys have enjoyed this series. And as always, there's going to be a link down below. If you want access to this graphic to save on your holopad, please be my guest. I would say for the most part, this is what Galaxy of Heroes looking like in terms of the very best teams in Galaxy of Heroes. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the Bronzium, Kyber, and maybe even the Chromium tier, because the Kyber and Aurodium tier, that encapsulates the top 30 teams inside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And really, we're not going too far beyond 30 teams. Even in Grand Arena, at most, you're putting 11 teams down on defense. You bring 11 on offense, maybe some extra ones. Let's just say you bring, I don't know, 17 on offense. You really don't need more than 30 teams. We're going to focus more on the most important teams to kind of let you understand what I feel about these characters right now. So why don't we just go ahead and nosedive into the creme de la creme of Galaxy Heroes, the Kyber tier. Now, of course, I could have done a separate category for Galactic Legends, but that would make the graphic not as pretty. So we just merged them all together. The Kyber tier, you're looking at what I think to be the top 15 teams inside of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And as you notice, there's a few indicators on here. You're going to see a sword, and shield, which means best use for offense, best use for defense, or you can kind of use them anywhere. Best use no matter which way you go. And we're also implementing Omicrons in there. It's going to be a little difficult to merge all these different Omicrons in, because as you know, Omicrons only bump up viability in a certain game mode. So some teams like Starkiller, Boba Fett, Synthatiger, Zam Wessel, the Omicron means in order to get that team to be that high of a tier character, so Kyber tier for this example, they need the Omicron in them. Now, not all these characters will have Omicrons next to their team, because some teams are fantastic even without the Omicrons, like the Asher Endar. So let's start off by talking about the Kyber tier, and let's talk about the boogeyman in the room, and that is the Galactic Legends. They could have had their own tier, decide to put them here. They are in no particular order. This does not mean Lord Vader is the number 2 GL. No particular order here. They're all great if we want to just kind of keep it simple. We will look at Galactic Legends individually, more in depth at a different time. In my opinion, though, I will spoil it. There's no order in this list, but Master Kenobi is the best Galactic Legend. Use him on offense, defense, so many ways to put a team together. You literally feel like you can take on the world when you have a Master Kenobi in your hand. Obviously, Commander Tano was added since the last time I made this list, and that's the best team out there. Obviously, there's 5 million ways to run Kenobi. We're showing the best team composition for all these different teams we're looking at here. Lord Vader, don't want to go on a rant, but best use, I think, is defense. He can bleed banners out of your opponent at the minimum. Yeah, he's got a lot of funny off-meta counters that can really make you sidestep him without using a Galactic Legend, but nonetheless, he'll bleed banners, best use defense. Unlike things like Sith Eternal, Jedi Master Luke, of course, you could use them on defense. In my opinion, though, their best use is going to be offense, and the Sith Eternal lineup has kind of changed. You can still use Wat Tambor like we were for many years before, but with the changes that happened, Mandalorian armor is pretty much just enough you need as the caretaker for Sith Eternal. Just put some taunts in her way so she can get 3 stacks of Beskar armor. Heck, even put Thrawn in there so he can swap a turn over to get that Beskar armor over to this crippled old man here. And that's all you really need. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, mostly an offensive-based Galactic Legend, can pretty much take out the 2 best recent GLs of Lord Vader, Master Kenobi. No, delete that. Lord Vader's not the best GL. Master Kenobi is. I meant the best Galactic Legend, Jedi Master Kenobi. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife Galactic Legend. Got a lot of different ways to put Jedi with him. He can beat pretty much every Galactic Legend. Sith Eternal battles could get a little more tricky with all that anti-Jedi synergy going on. And of course, Rey, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, the 2 best original Galactic Legends, have the best plug-and-play mix-and-mash team viability that exists out there. Rey's best use probably is defense, but you could use it for offense to beat Jedi Master Kenobi, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, offense, defense. Doesn't matter. Both very menacing, even to this day, being the original Galactic Legends. I don't want to spend too much time on Galactic Legends. We'll talk more about them in a different video, more in depth. I think the most important thing, honestly, if you want to succeed in Galaxy, yes, you need Galactic Legends. but you want to also counter Galactic Legends with the off meta, grasping the power of the non-GLs to dominate Galaxy Heroes. And I think the first one we got to talk about is Star Killer. With that Omicron, you got a lot of mix and match things to do. This is my personal favorite way of using Star Killer: Palpatine, Mara Jade, Star Killer, Visas Mar, Barris. You can throw in Old Ben, you can throw in General Kenobi, you can throw in pretty much anything. I've beaten Galactic Legends with him inside of Grand Arena. He could be difficult to beat if your opponent doesn't have a Zam Omicron, Maul or maybe they don't get lucky with General Grievous. Fantastic in Grand Arena out there, but again, you need that Omicron. General Anakin Skywalker is your best non-Galactic Legend, non-Omicron team in the game, period. Hands down. Offense, defense, no matter what you do, you kind of have a good degree of confidence. You can beat any non-Galactic Legend team. Sometimes you could beat some Galactic Legends like Ray if you play your cards right. And on defense, if you drop him, he needs a top tier team most likely. Commander Luke, Bounty Hunters with Zammer, Moff Gideon, something serious to knock that puppy down. Maldalorans, one of my personal favorite teams that was brought into this galaxy in 2021. Maul, if you're not using it with Lord Vader, or you don't have a Lord, honestly, I kind of wish I didn't have Lord Vader because I'd be using Maul so much more in offense. He's a powerhouse when it comes on offense. Gets the Mandalorians in there. I definitely believe Canderous is necessary. Bo-Katan with that Zeta's import. Want Timbor to get that early trigger on the frenzy. Maul could take out Galactic Legends. He could take out General Anakin Skywalker. He could take out Star Killer. He's ready to dominate. There's a reason why he had the throne of Mandalore and he wielded the Darksaber, because this guy wasn't messing around. Moving on. I wasn't... Boba Fett sign of Jango. Yes, he's good on the offensive and territories. I've beaten Lord Vader. I don't feel as wowed as things like Maul, Commander Tano. Heck, I kind of like Zam Omicron more and Grand Arena, but nonetheless, I'm going to be nice, put him in the Kyber tier. Could be some Galactic Legends, and I do believe he will be an offensive necessity for territory wars. And of course, that Omicron means you need the Omicron. Otherwise, he's kind of a boring character without that Omicron. Zam Wessel Omicron team. Bounty Hunters of Zam Wessel are amazing. You don't need Gideon anymore. You get tons of speed on him. You get tons more stats out of the Zam Omicron. The best non-legendary Omicron in the game, in my opinion, goes to Zam Wessel. This is, I think, is a necessity for Grand Arena. It's going to be a staple. If you have a good Bounty Hunter team, you're missing out if you don't have Zam Omicron. But Imperial Troopers, best non-legendary, non-Omicron team in the game. And you can't convince me otherwise. And I don't know if anyone's even thinking that. Otherwise, this team's fast, it's furious, it's got the damage, it's got the ramping up damage. I could beat Galactic Legends with this team. I can beat Darth Revan. Any Darth Revan you got, throw it my way. I will crush it for max banners. This is an offensive tool that's going to allow you to slice through so many teams out there. If you place it on defense, stop playing Galaxy Heroes. Bring him on offense. Show your opponent who's the dominant one in that situation you have there. Commander Luke Skywalker, not as good as General Anakin Skywalker, but definitely the second best legendary base team we have in the game. It could be used for offense and defense. I prefer offense because, again, I have that comfort that I can beat pretty much any non-GL team in the game. And in case things go south, you could clean up some Galactic Legends with it. Again, a lot of legendaries, though. And here we go. Qui-Gon, General Anakin. You might be asking, where's the rest of the team, Otto? This is the team right here. Qui-Gon, slap that Omicron on that lovely booty that Qui-Gon's got. And all of a sudden, you got a Super Saiyan team of Jedi Anakin. Did it get nerfed? Yes. Is it still good? Yes. Nearly as good before? No. But I can beat a lot of non-GL teams out there. And because of this being a nice offensive tool, the AI for the opposing team, they're idiots. They don't go for Anakin. They don't stun lock Anakin. They might not kill off Qui-Gon. And when they do kill off Qui-Gon, Anakin's gonna clap them out with an AoE. You can just put random other Galactic Republic Jedi in there and get the job done. The team is Qui-Gon, Anakin. It's not good on defense for the higher divisions, but at lower divisions, you might be able to trip up your opponent by placing this down if they don't have Bad Batch, Vader, Thrawn, Palpatine. Fantastic offensive tool. Darth Revan's gonna round out our Kyber tier teams here. So somewhere in that top 15. We don't need the go nitpicky. Oh, the Darth Revan should have been above Qui-Gon. All right, don't get too nitpicky. I mean, he's a Kyber level team. I do feel like Darth Revan's this close to falling out of the top 15. Luckily, though, he is best used as defense. You do need a decent team to beat him out, either a good Imperial Trooper team or some gas, anything of that sort. You need to have the right speeds to beat Darth Revan, and he might at the minimum just steal lots of banners. And of course, Revan could still be a menace if you don't handle him right. I don't think he's as good as on an offense anymore. Defense is probably gonna be best just to try to snipe some banners, and that's pretty much gonna wrap up the Kyber tier that we have here, the top 15 teams in Galaxy Heroes, which transitions us into really the last category I want to talk about here, and that's the Aurodium tier. Aurodium, your second string teams, and Galaxy of Heroes, these are important for maybe beating some Galactic Legends, weeding out important counters that might be normally used to beat a Kyber based team out there. This is going to be the second most important things to focus on here. We have a lot of new faces here. First thing to know, Bad Batch, they used to be in the top 15. I feel like it kind of fell out. Well, if you don't include the Galactic Legends in that top 15, then yeah, they're still in that top 15. But when you can include Galactic Legends, Bad Batch got kicked out a little bit. There's been a lot of stuff in the past year with blazing fast speeds, tons of Terminator, making it a little bit more difficult for Echo to get out there and Uno reverse card all those buffs away, but still a fantastic offensive tool that's important for a lot of stuff out there. And of course, they need it for Lord Vader. Still a great team. I'd say the second best non-legendary team right after we get our Imperial Troopers, of course. Dash Spendar, Rendar. This guy's a menace. He could be deadly. You need a decent team to clean up a good Dash Rendar. At the minimum, you're throwing a Darth Trey at it or General Grievous, and those are still decent teams. As we're seeing, they're in this top 30. As we're seeing, this is your 16 through 30 right here. Menacing team, and you don't even need the Omicron to do stuff with Dash Rendar. Been a big fan of him the day he came out, and still a fan. But you know who I was a bigger fan of? Mara frickin' Jade. She revitalized the Palpatine Vader lineup. As you may have seen earlier, without Mara Jade, Palpatine and Vader are maybe at best a third tier team and a Chromium based team. Mara Jade elevates them, and heck, you can even beat Galactic Legends with Mara Jade, taking out Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Maybe if you're lucky, a bad raid lineup of some sort. Once she gets going, due to her high speed, she can get a train rolling big time. Great offense. You could draw some people on defense if they can't outrun this cookie. Jedi Revan with the Jedi Knight Luke, Aurodium based team. Important to counter some Galactic Legends. You do have, I don't know if you have the same degree of comfort like a Gas, for example, but they are important for beating a lot of teams out there, mostly an offensive based tool. We don't see Jedi Revans on defense. I don't think I've ever seen him on defense in a long time at this point. Now, this is just showing another variant. We have another variant of the bounty hunters. As you can see, this graph is meant to help you kind of see the progression of some teams. The progression of Commander Luke, the progression of Imperial Troopers, the progression of bounty hunters, because you're not gonna have all the tools right away. So it kind of gives you an idea of what your current bounty hunter team would be like. The second string, or the second tier bounty hunter team is the one that consists of Gideon. Gideon, if you have a fast Gideon, it kind of acts like your Zam Omicron, but can't get him quite as fast as Zam Omicron would. Still great for offense. I was able to beat General Anakin Skywalker with Aura Singh and Gideon. Rebel Fighters, Kyle Katarn. Another fantastic addition to the Rebel Fighters. What once was a very boring team, watching paint dry, all of a sudden lit some fireworks under your butts. And Kyle Katarn is a menace. And it's kind of one of those things where you're either going to lose a lot of banners throwing Jawas at it, or again, you got to throw a decent team at it, like a Grievous, for example, or get lucky if Darth Treya. Kyle Katarn, don't want to mess him. Best use defense right now, although that's not saying you can't use him on offense. And General Grievous. General Grievous, I feel like, has been more appreciated, especially these latest additions like Dash Rendar, for example, as well as Kyle Katarn. General Grievous is becoming a lot more important. Yes, I see him on defense a lot still, whether it's a droid nuke lineup or what I'm seeing most people use is using him on offense. He could beat some Galactic Legends like Sith Eternal, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. He could, if Mara Jade doesn't ruin B2's day, take out Star Killer. He's also helpful to take out Commander Luke Skywalker. And the great thing about Grievous, yeah, there's new gun rate, Droidica, BB-8. The point is, you got a lot of ways to use General Grievous. Fantastic. The newest team to this list in 2022, Iden Versio, Special Forces Trooper. Holy cow. I don't think anyone saw this coming. I didn't see it coming. I said in my district, I like Iden. I like the fact you took a leftover team, made him good. No one expected him to be this deadly on defense, and you don't even need the Omicron. I have the Omicron in her, but she's nasty. Even without the Omicron, she's gonna go first, most likely, that 100% turn meter boost, and just run over your team, and she could eat a lot of teams up. I love this team. I love the fact it's taking a pretty garbage leftover team. Sorry, Gary, you're pretty trash, but now you're gonna smash with Iden Versio. Beskar Mandalorian, he is a top 30 team. You'd be a fool if you don't think Beskar Mando is a top 30 team. I was never impressed about the get-go. He was just an okay team at the very minimum. He is mostly defensive oriented. It's kind of like one of those, just throw him on defense. You need a decent team to take him out. You need a Gideon to outrun him. You can beat him with Geos. Point being is, you need something decent. It can't just be easily steamrolled over. You could easily beat it, but it's a great way. If someone doesn't put an adequate team against it, it could hold some wins. Beskar Mando, best use defense. You could use him on offense. I feel like I'm miserable when I use them on offense. Darth Treya is good for offense. Now, we did throw Talon in there. You don't need Talon to make the Darth Treya team good, but nonetheless, Talon's got either two homes with Darth, which is her superior use to get the more turn meter as well as speed to the Sith Empire team, but you can also use her with Darth Treya. But for the most part, Darth Treya hasn't fundamentally changed with Talon. Still a fantastic top 30 team, and as we showed the other day, you can kind of pick apart a Lord Vader team, save a Galactic Legend, and call it a day. Padme, Commander Ahsoka Tano. I did not have this on the list last year. This is definitely important to have. Padme with Commander Tano elevates. Before Commander Tano, Padme really fell off. She's not that amazing. Yeah, early stage she's great, but understand as you progress, without Commander Tano, Padme's a very boring team. Doesn't accomplish nearly as much. Cat with her high speed, getting some big plays going on early, and of course that insta kill. If you don't have Master Kenobi, Commander Tano does fantastic work with Padme Amidala. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker Lead. We don't see it too often, but there might be times where you don't need him with Jedi Revan or Jedi Master Luke. Jedi Knight Luke Lead, you can make some use out of these leftover Jedis to get that speed down reduction onto the enemy. I wouldn't use it on defense, easily beaten on defense, but on offense, if you got characters with high speed or passive turn like Shakti, Barriss, Hermit Yoda, you can quickly get that lead the trigger off, and you can take out things like General Anakin Skywalker with Jedi Knight Luke here. And then of course we got a pretty normal stuff here. Jedi Training Ray, Crew. These are pretty staple teams, offense or defense, that help you build up to the Galactic Legends, of course. And I'm also going to throw, to wrap up this Aurodium tier, we're going to throw in the Captain Phasma Territory War Omicron team. It's great to have this team until you get Supreme Leader Kyle Ren. And even after you have Supreme Leader Kyle Ren, leftover First Order of Phasma can do some amazing work out there. Is it as impactful as some of these other things? No, but it's definitely the most popular Territory War Omicron right now for just a casual character. Big fan of it, definitely deserving of top 30 inside of Galaxy Heroes. And I'm not gonna spend much time talking about the Chromium tier. As we said, the Chromium tier still has important characters, but I just broke down the top 30 or so teams that exist out there in Galaxy Heroes. You could do some work, for example, with Night Sisters, Geonosians, Mandalorians perhaps, Jawas of course, but they're not going to be as impactful as they were, or their higher tiered variants that we broke down a moment ago here. These are going to be great for beating some Aurodium based teams like Geonosians versus Beskar Mando, Jawas versus Kyle Katarn, for example. But nonetheless, you're going to want to mostly focus most of your attention into Kyber and the Aurodium teams out here. And we do show some other Omicrons like the Ewok Omicron, Phoenix Omicron. Their Omicrons are definitely bringing them up from a dead last tier to something mid-level that can do some work for you if you need to clean up some Aurodium-based teams out there. But ladies and gentlemen, Gungs and Droids, I think that's going to wrap it up for right now. Hopefully this is helpful to do one of several things. One, keep you informed on what I think the meta landscape is looking like in Galaxies for Grand Arena, Territory Wars, helping you understand what's best for defense, what's best for offense, or what's going to give you some versatility no matter which way you go. Of course, there's a lot more teams and compositions out there, but this is the core of Galaxy of Heroes. And although you might love Tebow Lead, I don't think it's worth putting on this list. But thank you so much. Hopefully this was all worth the wait. Leave a like, comment down below. Maybe you would move the graph a little bit. Would love to hear your thoughts. I always read your comments that influence the next time I make this video. Hopefully it won't be 6 months from now. It's a lot of work making these, but hopefully it's well worth the effort for you guys. As we said, like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, dang, it's great to be in the Empire today.